It's an honor for me to be up here as the district athletic director to celebrate an accomplishment and even a big announcement later on at the conclusion of this ceremony. But first of all, on behalf of Miss Anita Burnett, the principal of Owensboro High School and the athletic department, and the Owensboro Board of Education, represented by Dr. Nick Brake, he's here with us this afternoon. Thanks for coming out to this great event. As the athletic director and as coaches, this is sort of the culminating event that we like to celebrate when we know that our student athletes are not only going to further their educational career, but oftentimes have the opportunity to do it in a manner participating in an activity or a sport that they very much love and they very much have spent a lot of their youth years practicing and participating. I do have to say before we get started that Mrs. Burnett had an unexpected death in her family over the weekend, and she's not here with us, and actually is going to be gone a few days. So I can promise you if she were here, she would be right up in the middle of this, but I just want to let you know that she's not just skipping out on you for another reason. She is out of town. We do have two of our athletes. I think this brings us to a total of about 9 student athletes this current year, seniors that are signing letters of intent. But today is a really unique day for the athletic department at Owensboro High School because we have 2 unique sports that have involved these student athletes. One is a brand new sport at Owensboro High School. And I can honestly say if it weren't for Andrew Doobie, we would probably not only not be standing here watching a letter of intent being signed in the sport of bowling, but we would probably still be a year or 2 out from initiating bowling. But not only was this young man's persistence with our office in starting bowling once the High School Athletic Association sanctioned it as a sport, we used his influence to go out and seek Apollo High School and Davis County High School as well in participating. So I can pretty much go on record and say this one young man can always hold his head proudly in the city of Owensboro because he brought high school bowling to this community. Not to say that he's the only bowler in the community, but his influence and persistence in the athletic office certainly caused us to speed forward. So without any further ado, we're going to start with Andrew, and he's got a few words to say, and he'll let you know where he's going to further his education and bowling career.
First off, I would like to thank everyone for being here today. I've been working for this moment since I started bowling 6 years ago. This would not be possible without Coach Kirk, Mr. Gaddis, Ms. Burnett, and Dr. Brake working to start a bowling program at OHS this year. Without the addition of high school bowling, I would not be signing today. I would also like to thank my parents, family, and friends for all their support of my bowling career. They have given up so much and traveled all over the state to make this possible for me, and I couldn't have done it without them. Lastly, I would like to thank Coach Burns and Lindsey Wilson College for giving me the opportunity to be a collegiate bowler and continue my career. Thank you again to everyone for being here and everything you have done for me to make this possible.
Thank you. Those of you that would like to know what a bowling coach looks like at Lindsey Wilson, he's standing right over here. So that he'll be Andrew's coach next year, so congratulations to Andrew. Hold up on signing those letters. We're going to do that at one time. We'll let your families get around you and so forth. Our second student athlete has participated as an athlete here at Owensboro High School, but the sport he chose to move forward with is not necessarily a sanctioned sport in the state of Kentucky, but is a high school club sport. Bailey Brown has chosen to further his educational career and also playing hockey. And we thought it would be a really unique thing to bring these 2 guys together, one representing a club sport, the other representing a brand new sport at Owensboro High School. This was really wasn't orchestrated. This just happened. We learned of both of these athletes at the same time that they would be furthering their career in college in their activities. So we thought, what a unique thing to have these 2 sports together. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Bailey Brown.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you to everyone for coming out today. I'm excited be continuing my hockey career at Robert Morris University in Illinois. And although I will be playing hockey in college, I'd like to thank the coaching staff of the football team for all the lessons they've taught me on and off the field. I've really learned a lot about self-determination, motivation, and what it takes to be a college athlete from all of them. I would like to thank my dad for being a mentor to me, believing in me, and pushing me to play sports. He has coached all but one of my hockey teams that I've played for, and I'm very thankful he got me involved in it. I would like to thank all of my teachers here at OHS for helping to prepare me for college, and to have Miss Prince be there to answer all the questions about it. I've learned a lot in the classroom here, and I plan to bring that to Robert Morris. And I would like to thank my family for taking the time to take me out of town for tournaments, games, and going out of their way just for me to play. Also, I would like to thank the coaching staff at Robert Morris for recruiting me, believing in me, and giving me the opportunity to further my hockey career. Most importantly, I would like to thank God for all the blessings He's given me, and I look forward to seeing what else He can do with my life. Thanks again, and go Eagles.
I did fail to mention one very important thing just a minute ago. Andrew's bowling coach here at Owensboro High School is Mr. David Kirk, and he as well has a family illness and has his wife in the hospital, and he was unable to be here. And I can tell you this, it broke his heart because I talked to him 3 different times today on the telephone, and it just tore him up that he wasn't able to be here. But my understanding, I think he called Andrew just a minute ago. Is that not right? So we're certainly thinking about Mr. Kirk and his family as well. At this time, we are going to ask the parents to come up, and this is a good time for you guys to get in on the video. And by the way, you will be a part of this video that we will give you a copy of in a few days. If you don't mind, the families can sort of gather around these 2 student athletes. And then before we ask you to join us in a Great Harvest cookie for refreshment, we have another big announcement to make before we break up. So if the families would come and gather around these 2 guys, and we'll get the signings taken care of. All right, guys, let it rip. Andrew, I think you have 2 of them. I think there's another one underneath there. One's your souvenir copy. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. I will say that Andrew finished 3rd in the regional bowling tournament and 13th overall in individuals at the state tournament. So he had some great accomplishments, and he'll always go down in history as Owensboro's very first bowling team. So congratulations.